man, this is fun. And until it wasn't so fun.
Yeah, I remember us. We had both of our ladies there. We were all there. Me and you have pizza, wings. We're high fiving. 28-3. God, this is the greatest thing of all time. Screw the Patriots. Oh man, the Falcons. Man, pour it on. And then Brady threw a pick six. And I'm like, oh
It was great.
man, this is great. It felt so good. It was absolutely going. And I don't know how it was for you, Ty, but for me, I had no thought that New England was going to come back until there were just moments where I'm like, that sack took the Falcons out of field goal range. That would have just given a little bit more juice here or there. And so, yeah, that's when I started to go, oh, boy.
It's one of the worst sacks in NFL Super Bowl history.
Terrible.
It's second 11 because the screenshot showed up on my phone. It's second and 11. Like the one you can't take. Why are you not running the ball? Like all of it was just a mess. Everything about it was a mess. And so, and how about
it's a harsh reminder, Ty, right? Because so the Falcons, right? They go to the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan's the league MVP. They're like, okay, sure, we blew this game to the Patriots, but we're gonna keep being here, baby. Move over. Dirty Birds coming through, and they haven't been there since. And then Dan Quinn gets fired. Everyone gets lost around. That's why you got to take advantage while you're there. You never know when you're going to come back. Dan Marino, what's that? Year 2? He's like, I'm going to go to plenty of these. Never went to another one. So you just have to hit while the iron's hot. It's so freaking hard to win a Super Bowl, man. And now the Falcons are one of the many teams that just don't have a world championship.
And then Burrow too, right? Like Burrow's in the Super Bowl, and we're like, oh, he'll be back. And they can't make the playoffs now.
No.
And so, how about this, man?
Yes,
if we want to bask in more depression,
sure, yeah, love that.
So since the Jets last made the playoffs, the Patriots have made 5 Super Bowls. How do we feel about that?
Oh, I was unaware of that statistic, so thank you for that. Since that point, to see the first Patriots dynasty die, and then Patriot fans, obviously, we got to pour one out for all the Patriot fans that had to suffer for 3 years or whatever it was until they were good again. And then a new dynasty get created with Vrabel and May, who are going to be here for the next 15 years. That's incredible. I did not know it had been 5 Super Bowls, but you mentioned, although it wasn't during this entire span, while I hate seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl, that sucks. The next best thing is seeing a team get all the way to the Super Bowl and lose. And thankfully, I saw it twice with the Giants. Got to see it once with the Eagles. Shout out to Nick Foles, baby. So
it's a dangerous game, though. It's a dangerous game. It's very dangerous because we also did see them play the Seahawks, and then Malcolm Butler happened. Shout out Jake Asman. Shout out Jake Asman, who was weighing in.
Hey.
2 of the all-time greats. Jake does the Sunday show with Mike Tannenbaum, so make sure you guys check him out. And obviously, he does his YouTube show every day.
Baby. Yes, and I've seen you guys do some stuff together. There's been some Ty Butler, Jake Asman action happening over there. ESPN New York.
We did some afternoon drive. It was fun. Nice. We ripped the Jets for 3.5 hours, so that was good.
So where do you stand? Are you you've done enough work with Jake where you sort of know where he sort of sits. So that's the Mendoza line is Jake and his anger with the Jets and Aaron Glenn. Are you above? You below? Well, where do you sort of stand on the Mendoza pissed off at Aaron Glenn and the Jets line?
No, I'm just as pissed off. I just got so what I tried to do was take a step back and just realize he's not going anywhere. So continuing to scream about it, was just, it wasn't doing anything for me. And you watch this past weekend and they're blowing up the coaching staff. And there are 2 different ways to look at it. It's
sure.
Well, if it's broken, then obviously fix it. Or it's further reminder, man, what an abject failure year 1 was. But then as I try to as I try to be therapeutic and rinse myself off of what was maybe the worst season in Jet history, I get idiots hitting me up on X saying that I'm too hard on Aaron Glenn. And not just that I'm too hard on him, but it's the media's fault. It's the media turned Jet fans against Aaron Glenn. I'm like, no, it wasn't a 3-14 season. It wasn't going an entire year without an interception. It wasn't the fact that he's sitting up there because, Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor, we want to have a competitive advantage. We're not going to announce who our starting quarterback is. So it wasn't the fact that they were consistently getting blown out. They got embarrassed in their division. None of that is why Jet fans were turned off by Aaron Glenn. It's the media. It's me and Jake Asman. Come on now.
Well, I forgot until you said it that we had a Twitter interaction that just hit me because, what was your poll? Like is AG catching too much heat for everything that's what is it?
Let me pull it back up.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up because that sparked a conversation between me and you. Because like the first thing that came to me, and we'll get the specific verbiage here in a second, is that like Robert Saleh, he fired a bunch of his assistants after year one. Year one was what do you go 4 wins and AG had 3, so it was just as terrible. Let's go to the tail of tape here. What do we have here? Has the Aaron Glenn criticism gone too far, right?
Yeah, so like, and it actually ended up closer than I thought. 51%.
Oh, wow. Okay.
51.9% said yes. 48.1% said no. Okay. And you asked me, where was this heat for Saleh? And the point that I made was, well, it's hard to be bad and unlikable. It's like when we say, man, you can't be ugly and have a bad attitude. Like that's just not going to work out for you. And that's like the coaching version of this. You can't be bad and unlikable.
That's true. Right. And I think AG obviously has done himself no favors to come in with the brashness of saying, oh, we're going to let Justin Fields play quarterback. And, this is going to be a team they're proud of. Well, I didn't say proud of right now. Like, he has just said so much stupid shit. And we're on the internet, but,
you can talk the way you
okay, great. The stupid shit. Like, man, he has said so much stuff that, again, for me, and I'm an AG guy, I try to defend him. I try, but there's just so much stuff that he says. It's really difficult to defend a lot of the dumb stuff. So you mix, I guess, the dumb stuff with all the losing and then the normal, some not normal first year stuff where, he's doing terrible management situations and firing his defensive coordinator with 3 games to go. Yeah, that has been a bad recipe so far.
You fired defensive coordinator before the entire season. You've now demoted your offensive coordinator.
Sure.
Yeah. Everything about your starting quarterback got benched after 9 games, and it actually would have been sooner had Tyrod not gotten hurt before.
Correct.
What was it? The Cincinnati game.
Correct. So, he hurt his knee in the Panthers game, which we didn't know. And then we said, a quarterback change is coming. Just kidding. Tyrod's not available. I guess we have to go to Justin. And that was the same week that Woody Johnson said, yikes, the only reason we're sucking is because Justin Fields blows. And then AG had no choice but to go back to Justin Fields days later. And then Justin Fields has this halfway decent game against Cincinnati. You're like, oh, okay.
And this is why the Jets are the Jets. Mm-hmm. Because the owner doesn't, and we saw the Terry Pagula disaster class. Oh my God, that press conference just it was funny. It's like, so who's the worst owner in the AFC East? Oh, okay, let's revisit that conversation. But and Woody Johnson did not realize when he's doing that whole thing, we have the worst starting quarterback in football. In fact, no team, no coach would be able to win with the starting quarterback. Hey, Woody, guess who gave $30 million guaranteed to that starting quarterback? The guy that you're in love with, the guy that you can't stop. He said, I can't stop hugging Aaron Glenn. Well, that's the dude who signed Justin Fields. So if he's the worst starting quarterback in the NFL and no head coach can win with him, how about putting some blame on the head coach who signed him?
Yeah, there was a slight miscalculation in free agency.
So it's
slightly askew. Yeah.
It's amazing, man. All right. So this game this past weekend, predictably, because I talked about this on the radio on Friday night, if the Seahawks win, the Jets are just such low-hanging fruit. This is going to become an indictment of the Jet organization. And I just have a hard time understanding the people who are now engaging in such revisionist history, actually saying to themselves that Sam, following his 3rd year in the league where a lot of turnovers, seeing ghosts, mono, they've got a decision to make on picking up his 5th-year option. You just watched him in his 3rd year with the Jets throw for 9 touchdowns, 11 picks, and have a 73 passer rating. And you're saying the new head coach, new general manager should pick up his 5th-year option? I don't think people believe that.
No. Again, it is revisionist history. It's, I see him in the Super Bowl now. Wait, who did he get drafted by? The Jets. They're terrible. And by the way, the Jets got a halfway decent haul for Sam Darnold, a 2 of 4 to 6 when they traded to Carolina. So he got good value for what he was, despite all those numbers you just read. He goes to Carolina. That's a succopotamus. He goes to San Francisco. He's a backup, and he plays sparingly when Purdy was hurt. Then he goes to Minnesota, wins 14 friggin' games, and Kevin O'Connell, quarterback guru, says, "Nah, we got J.J. McCarthy. Sam, see ya." Well, where the hell is the heat for Minnesota? As Sam Darnold then goes to Seattle. That's probably the bigger red flag to me. Sure, the Jets were there, and Joe Douglas's broken promise to Darnold's poor parents. Don't worry, protection of playmakers is coming for Sammy. And a whole lot of nothing was happening there.
Wait, you're underrating Ryan Khalil.
Oh, my God, Ryan Khalil. Yeah, Joe Douglas's signature move after being hired months later, called him off the couch and said, "Ryan, you got it in you one more time?" He says, "Hell yeah, I do." And if he didn't come off the couch, Jonathan Harrison, if anyone remembers that name in Jets land, was supposed to be starting at center. Like, oh dear God. So yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah, I guess it's just not as sexy to rip the Vikings than it is to rip the Jets. By the way, one of the reasons why I remember Jonathan Harrison is because he spelled his name weird.
Yeah, it was like Jonotton. Harrison was like bizarre, and he had sort of had this caveman look too. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he was. I will never forget that now. And just random other Jets players from yesteryear in the middle of this drought. We just have so many war stories to tell each other at therapy every Wednesday night at 8:00. So yeah, it's.
I love that. I do love that the Vikings are part of this, because one of our like infamous moments.
Oh yeah.
We got into a big argument about the Vikings during the podcast. Yeah, we were screaming at each other.
I couldn't believe
after the show.
Yeah,
losing because you had the Sam Bradford for MVP case that I just wasn't trying to hear at all.
Right. We were in the ESPN Syracuse studios. We're in a side booth. We're just doing a show. And heat is picking up, and so much so that like people are walking by going, "What is happening in there? What kind of heat is happening in the middle of this podcast?" So Ty, passion will never be denied in some of those chats. That's for sure. Yeah. So we have a long history together, man.
How'd the Sam Bradford for MVP case age for you?
What year was that, Ty? Can you give me the year on that? What year was that?
That had to have been 20. Was that 2016? It had to have been 2016.
Yeah. Okay, let me see some stats to see if it did pan out for me. Let's see, what did old Sam do? Okay. Oh, you look at Sam Bradford. Look at these numbers. 20 touchdowns, 5 picks, 72% completion percentage. Oh, yeah. Sam Bradford was cooking, baby. 3,800 passing yards. It was the best year of his career. Yeah, I stand behind that MVP tick.
Really?
Yeah, look at that. That stands. That stands the test of time.
I think Matt Ryan won it that year. They had the 6th highest scoring offense in NFL history.
What was it? Oh, 2016. Yeah, I know 2015 was Cam Newton's year. That's when the Panthers went to the Super Bowl against the Broncos. So that was Cam Newton's year was 2015, that crazy year. So yeah, 2016, I think you're right. That had to have been the Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. Wow. Yeah.
So
that's too bad. Sam Bradford got robbed.
Yeah, we're gonna look at that years from now and say, man, Sam Bradford, that was a horror show. He got robbed. So you agree with me, like the Jets shouldn't really catch heat for this. Now, if you want to say it speaks to a larger problem with the program and that their inability to develop quarterbacks has just been well documented, I'll just say, I don't need to see Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl to already think that. Like if Darnold had gone one and done in the playoffs, I still would have thought the Jets, their infrastructure is an issue when it comes to developing quarterbacks.
Yeah, although I guess it gets more highlighted every round of the playoffs and more national audience he continues to pelvic thrust in front of. So yeah, that definitely does it. But I'll tell you this, and this is another debate point on social media: is do you, as a Jets fan, oh boy, you must be really in it, huh? Yeah, seeing Sam, Darnold doing all this cool stuff must suck as a Jets fan, huh? And while sure, I'd rather Sam Darnold be doing it for my team, I think I have a different. I don't know how other Jet fans feel in the audience, but I'm rooting for Sam, and I'm not
Oh,
thinking twice
absolutely.
about it. And I'm like, man, Sam, go win it. And now, of course, he's playing the New England Patriots, so that passion is only more intense. But no, I want Sam to do it because I think one of the big, now to your point, there's a lot of stats that indicate Darnold had plenty of blame for himself to go around, but the Jets didn't do him any favors. He didn't have Garrett Wilson. He didn't have Brees Hall in the backfield. He didn't have Armand Membu and Olu Muiwa and all these other
Yeah,
guys.
come
So
on, man. Don't
yeah.
don't don't discredit Robbie Anderson before he
Is
went.
that what he's being called now? Chosen?
Listen, man.
What is it? Robbie with an IE, Robbie with a Y. Yeah, is that Greg Salas? Some Chaz Schillens action? Sure, you got to give love where love is due. But I think that's part of it too, is that it wasn't all Sam's fault. I think Jet fans are like, damn, man, we screwed it up. So, like, a lot of the quarterbacks the Jets take, they just stink. Zach Wilson sucks. Like that could have also been infrastructure and other problems, but like the player wasn't good. So the fact that
Yeah.
we screwed up with Sam, I think, is a Jet thing that again we do for our therapy sessions every week to say, damn, we should have set him up better. So
So here's the thing though, like it because I struggled with once Lamar doesn't make the playoffs, Rodgers gets
mm-hmm.
bounced in round
Yeah.
one,
Mm-hmm.
Herbert bounced in round one. I actually was
Mm-hmm.
pulling for the Eagles. Once I saw a bunch of
Oh.
teams that I would have liked to see win the Super Bowl, it was just a struggle for me to find one to be like emotionally invested in rooting for. Here's the thing though,
Okay.
you could actually make the case that there will be no bigger, Jet moment for Sam Darnold than knocking the Patriots off and beating them in the Super Bowl. Like that's how you really become a fan favorite for the Jets. You beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Yeah, let's retire Sam's jersey right after the game. 13 days from now. That game will be over about what, 10:35, 10:45. We could just put him in the rafters.
Hey, I would love nothing more. Again, I think it was Tony Vegas who had the tweet on social media that says basically the third overall pick and Sam will be worth it if he beats the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And that's hilarious. And I agree. I want Sam to get that for him. And again, for Jet fans, it's the Seattle Seahawks. We have no real connection outside of thanks Jamal Adams for all those picks that ended up being Garrett Wilson. So appreciate that. But besides that, we have like no connection to Seattle. If they win, who gives a flying hoot? New England, I don't want this new dynasty crap. Rabel interviewed with the Jets, and there's all this BS. And then the Jets beat Belichick in his final game, which put the Patriots in a position to draft Drake May. All that disgusting noise. So yes, Sam, destroy the Patriots. You have the ghost game. ESPN released all that mic'd up stuff from Sam on the sideline. This is Sam's moment. This is going to be like the greatest comeback story of all time, to go through everything he's gone through and then to beat the team that was a big reason people were clowning all over him,
Absolutely.
or to haunt him, pun intended, with the ghosts, that if he doesn't beat this team, and it's so, we just talked about the Falcons, how difficult it is to get there. Who knows if Sam ever gets back again? So he has to take advantage of this moment, or else it'll be on his ledger forever.
The more I think about it, maybe this was 3D chess by Joe Douglas. And he's like, listen, it's the Jets. We're never going to be good enough to have Sam reach his peak, reach his apex. So how about we just trade him? And then one day he'll end up on a team that can knock the Patriots off.
Next level stuff there, JD.
Yeah, like that's just like galaxy brain. I like it, Joe Douglas. I love.
I
You know what I
appreciate it.
don't like though, Joe
What's that?
Douglas?
Yeah.
Remember when you had the 15 pick in the draft and there was an opportunity just sitting there, just sitting there, a golden opportunity for you to get a stud receiver in the draft, and you said, you know what? Nah, how about we go Will McDonald? So they take Will McDonald at 15. And then after Will McDonald, you see on the screen here, two all-pro guys are just sitting there, Christian Gonzalez and JSN. So that's not the Joe Douglas stuff we want.
Look at that JSN and everyone. We were so satisfied with having Alan Lazard as our wide receiver too that he had to be the guy over JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, who every Jets fan wanted. Garrett Wilson wanted his former teammate with him. Yeah, to see him have the crazy year he's had, that is, hey, Will, love Will, love his crazy personality, and
Oh,
oh,
my bad.
yeah,
My bad.
no, that's right. Got to interact with his coaches. They did a documentary about him, his crazy journey of like sleeping in cars, and Will McDonald actually working at McDonald's. And I interacted with like his high school coaches for that documentary. So like I got to know some people around him. But come on now, JSN. All the almost Jets, the woulda, coulda, shoulda Jets. That's a very rich list. Tyreek Hill, all the
Puka
quarterbacks, Brett
Nakua.
Favre. I mean,
Puka
Puka Nakua.
Nakua,
Oh my
Josh
god.
Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
But I
Josh
guess,
Allen. Oof. Yeah. List
but I
goes on.
guess like there's a case to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, they never become those guys if the Jets draft them.
Yeah, definitely with Josh and then Lamar, probably because you had to just refine that offense. You had to tailor the offense to him. Would the Jets have been able to do that? Probably not. So yeah, Josh and that would have been screwed for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. So you watched these games yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that was more Denver losing or the Patriots winning?
Oh, that's Denver losing. New England has a four-leaf clover shoved up those orifices. Like, come on, man. Look at their path. Look at the AFC Championship game itself. And the Broncos, what are we doing? You're up 7-0. I'm like, oh, obviously kick the field goal. You go up 10-0. You put the pressure on the Patriots. They're doing bupkis. Drake May ended up finishing the game with less than 90 passing yards. Have them beat you. And if you have any meteorologist on the sideline, coach, looks like it's going to get pretty rough later in the game here. Might want to go for some points. Like, nah, I'm okay. Greedy bastard wanted to go up 14-0 instead of 7-0, and then you kick the field goal up 10-0, and that changes the whole end of the game. So yeah, Denver definitely blew it. They shot themselves in the foot, and New England has just been lucky bastards getting, playing the right teams, right combination teams, right path in the playoffs, and they're a lucky team. There's no question.
Yeah, so Denver blows that one, and you nailed it, man. Like you have, if you are as brilliant as Sean Payton is, you have to know the weather situation that's about to hit Denver.
Of
It's not like
course.
you're caught off guard by that.
I hope not.
Right? So, like, look, I am always pro, or for the most part, I won't say always. For the most part, I am pro being aggressive. Like, if
Okay.
that's Bo Nix and there's no weather situation,
Sure. Right. Yeah.
I'm going for it because 14-0 just is feels a lot larger, and it's 4 more points. But in a game of that magnitude where your defense is playing well, I go up 14-0. That's the kill shot. But with a backup quarterback, to just go up
100%.
scores, and now all the pressure is on Drake May, who's not playing well. Your defense starts to feel like, all right, we can knock these guys out right now. I just thought it was an uncharacteristically bad mistake in a moment of that high leverage for a Hall of Fame head coach. And I know that if he has to go back and do it all over, he takes the points.
Well, you heard Sean Payton throughout the week. I think it's his arrogance. A lot of the week, they're like, Jarrett Stidham, you're a big home underdog to the Patriots. That sucks. And what Sean Payton apparently told all the media and then the broadcasters ahead of the game, let me show you. Let me show you. So he wanted to go up 14-0. See, he wanted to just get arrogant and brash and say, hey, world, look at Jarrett Stidham. Bo Nix who? And look what happened. So I think there's a time and place for everything. I think to your point, the extra layer of you're playing with your backup quarterback. You've got 10-0 sitting here. Just take 10-0. Take what's in front of you. Don't get too brash with it, which is unfortunate because then obviously the Patriots benefit.
Yeah. All right. Talking to Boy Green here. We are breaking down all the action from this past weekend. Rams Seahawks. That was just a thriller. You kind of feel bad for Matt Stafford, but here's my take. So the Rams, you know what cost them a trip to the Super Bowl?
What's that?
It was weeks 16 and 17, where they lost back-to-back games, the overtime thriller to the Seahawks, and then the Monday night game to the Falcons. because that took them out of the 1 seed. And now you're playing an extra game. You're on the road the entire time. And I just think that this Rams team that was tremendous all year long, they've got the MVP. I think he's going to be the MVP at quarterback. What we saw yesterday was you just give them a one fewer game and they're at home the whole time. I think they're playing in the Super Bowl.
It's probably true because, like, again, they would have, let's play out the same Seattle path that they would have had. They would have played San Francisco. I love Rams in that San Francisco matchup. And then they would have been hosting the NFC Championship game in SoFi, and that would have been.
Maybe it's not the Seahawks. Maybe the Seahawks get clipped.
True. Right. Sure. Right. It could have been a reverse. Chicago maybe has the different path and they're coming up the other way. So sure. And then Rams are in there and crazy. Matt Stafford got his Super Bowl ring a couple of years ago, beating that Cincinnati Bengals Joe Burrow team we talked about earlier, and the chance to have that second ring and then the crazy statistical success he had in Detroit. Oh my goodness. The NFL. There's a great case to be made that end of the season. Then you go to like the Carolina game. All the times that the Rams just sort of, dropped their pants in Carolina in a gimme game and they fell asleep and overlooked an opponent. I mean, yeah, they have no one to blame but themselves for slipping up uncharacteristically. And I don't know if they didn't, they played with their food too much. The Falcons game you brought up, a couple of these games where, they just get bored. We talk about it in the NBA, and you're a massive NBA guy, Ty. And we talked about a couple years ago with the Warriors of playing with their food in the regular season, just sort of getting bored. There's just so many games. It's hard to say that for the NFL because there's not 82 of them. There's 17 in this new world. But, yeah, I guess that's what happened to L.A. there. And now they're at home with the rest of us. Cancun.
So you don't think we have the two best teams in the Super Bowl right now? Because I think the Seahawks are the best team in the NFC.
Oh, I do. Yeah, unquestionably, I think Seattle is the best team. But in the AFC, man, that's tough to say because of how wild it was this year. The Super Bowl I predicted at the beginning of the playoffs, I thought it was going to be Seattle and Jacksonville. I just thought Jacksonville was playing so hot. Trevor Lawrence, when he was on, was playing at an MVP level. Liam Cohen just seemed to have the temperature of everybody. That defense had high volatility with turnovers, and they just sort of seemed like this quasi-team of destiny. I really like Chicago on the NFC side, but I thought Seattle was a better overall team. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be Seattle-Jacksonville. So that's probably the other team I probably would have plopped in there.
And certainly when you saw Jacksonville against that vaunted Jet defense where they put up 48 points, you were like, yeah, this is this is the team right here to beat.
That was it. 5 touchdowns from old Goldilocks there. And I don't know which one was more impressive, the 5 touchdowns against the Jets or smacking around the Denver Broncos in Denver, which was impressive too. It was probably the Jets. It was probably that one. That one probably, plucked the old heartstrings. That was one of 5 great games where, I don't think we give, what, Ty, because you've been catching a lot of heat on social media. Let me give you another chance here to redeem yourself. Is that, all these people say like, Aaron Glenn, he lost his final 5 games by 23 points or more. Like, what a loser. And you know what? I respect that AG makes sure that there's no mercy. He didn't want to just lose. He wanted to ensure. Give teams credit when they blow teams out and win. But we don't give enough credit to teams that make sure that they lose and get blown out. So more credit needs to go to AG there, Ty. Yeah.
And maybe he's playing the long game. He's like, yo, if we are, because he was obviously guaranteed at least a year too. He's like, let's just be so bad in year 1 that anything we do in year 2 is considered like, an upgrade, right? Like it's considered
progress by default. Progress. Yeah. No. See, plan it. And see, now you're starting to get the AG thing. If you just had this a little bit more, you'd have a better image with the fans. They wouldn't be yelling at you as much. You need to start. Come on, I'm thinking of the long game here, Ty Butler.
So, what's so funny though? Like the fans who are defending him, they know, like in their heart of hearts, we're going to be picking a head coach again next year.
No way.
Like you don't think so?
No. Tell many people.
No, be honest. Okay, so
I'm being honest.
Be honest.
Honesty is my middle name. I am Paul Boy Green Honesty Esden Jr. That's on my birth certificate. That's a
long name.
It's a little too long, quite frankly, which is probably why, Ty Butler, that's so much shorter. See, you've made it in the big time with the name in the lights is a little easier. My name has too many. It doesn't quite fit in there. Here's the thing. Everyone on the outside says, oh my God, AG's clearly on the hot seat. But is he? Like after this terrible year they just had, Woody Johnson didn't come out and say, "Don't worry, everybody, he's safe." Why? Because he knew he was safe. He's like, he's 1 year into a 5-year deal. Of course he's safe. I don't have to give any update. Of course my guy is safe. And when they traded Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams at the trade deadline, Woody said everything without saying anything at all, saying, "Hey, G, you've got this long-term plan. I see the vision, man. And you're going to be here for the foreseeable future." So maybe he's not as much on the hot seat.
All right. So if they go 3-14 again, you think he's like guaranteed a year 3?
3-14 would be a little bit tough. That'd be a little bit tough. I need a few more wins in that. But yes.
Okay. So we could all acknowledge they're not beating Buffalo. They're not beating New England.
Probably not.
So you're 0-4 there. And at best, we don't know what's going to happen with Miami. They've got a new head coach, Jeff Hafley, and then we don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be. But at best, you're 1-1 against the Dolphins, right? So you're also playing the AFC West, Denver, Kansas City, who might have Tyreek Hill back in the mix.
Yeah, who's throwing him the ball? Not Patrick Mahomes, not Gardner Minshew. Who the hell's playing quarterback over there, man?
Well, Mahomes says he wants to be back by week 1.
Okay, I want $1 billion. All right.
So you've got the Broncos, you've got Fernando Mendoza, you've got Mahomes, and then you'll play the Chargers. They're not winning a game against the West next year.
4-0.
And then they play, what is it, the NFC North?
I think that's right. Yeah, let me pull up
the NFC North. Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. Like, where are the wins? Detroit. Where are the wins coming from? So it's another 3 or 4 win season for the Jets. You can't have 7 wins through 2 years and keep your job. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Whoa. Wait. Ty. You just don't have the right picture, man. You just don't have the right picture. That's what's happening here. You don't have the right picture. Here, let me show you, okay? Because let me put this up for you, okay? Look, we got an image for you here. Do you want to slap that up there? There you go. There's the Jets opponents here for the 2026 season. You're telling me that you don't see the path for the Jets in the playoffs? You don't see that here?
No, I don't. I don't.
Raiders, Browns, Vikings. Yes. Who's playing quarterback over there? There's a win.
Hang on.
Okay.
The Browns have a Pro Bowl quarterback as their starter. That's true. A Pro Bowl.
Put some respect on his name, for God's sake.
Put some respect on Shakur Sanders' name.
For sure. Come on, man. The Titans win. Cardinals win.
Wait, the Vikings Titans with Robert Saleh and Cam Ward
Raiders
and maybe Brian Dable?
How do you not see 9 or 10 wins here, Ty?
You're out of your mind.
What do you mean? There's still free agency. There's a draft. There's a lot of shifting that's going to happen.
Yeah, the Jets don't know how to do those things well.
What do you mean? Armand Memba, what a great pick. That was Brandon Stevens. Okay, that was pretty nice, huh?
No, Brandon Stevens? No.
Yeah, he had a nice end of the year. That was very nice.
Yeah, okay. Membu, sure. Like, their offensive line is the best part of the team.
Garrett Wilson, he's going to be healthy?
Hopefully.
Yeah, there you go. Jermaine Johnson's going to be healthier. You're off the Achilles.
But here's the question. Who's throwing Garrett Wilson the football?
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we've been saying that for 30 years.
Okay, give me Kyler Murray or Kirk Cousins. Let's win 9 or 10 games.
How about Mac Jones? They asked me that on TV this Saturday night.
It's going to be a little rich.
Jones? I said, listen, if Mac Jones is
second or third,
if Mac Jones is coming with Kyle Shanahan, yeah, I'll take him.
See, that's the same thing I said when people said, "Hey, Paul, can I interest you in some Malik Willis?" I'm like, is Matt LaFleur coming with him? No, hell no. Malik Willis has started 6 games. I'm not jumping into that crazy pool. And if someone wants to, hey, there's a team on our screen, the Dolphins. They're Captain Packers land. They're Miami Green Bay. So you can have Malik Willis. I'm not overpaying for Malik Willis. I think not. So
how about this? Kel G1F says, like Mike Vrabel said in the Super Bowl winning locker room celebration or the AFC Championship winning locker room celebration, sometimes you have to believe without seeing. Yeah, you know what the problem is? Mike Vrabel can say that as one of the best coaches in football who's coaching perhaps the league MVP or a guy who's going to finish second in league MVP. Like, he's able to say that. That tandem is one of the best in the entire sport. Which, by the
But
way,
yeah,
can we quickly talk about this?
okay.
How bad was Gerard Mayo?
Oh boy.
How bad was Gerard Mayo? This
I
team is
hoped he would stay. I hoped so bad because like New England is such a proud organization. One and dunning someone is embarrassing. And Robert Kraft has since admitted this. I've seen him do it in TV interviews. Like that was one of the worst things that he did because obviously coaches' contracts are fully guaranteed. And so it was heavy on his mind whether to do it. And I'm like, New England, come on, baby. I know this guy sucks. Hold on to him for 1 year. Because Mike Vrabel, he's going to be available right now, and he's going somewhere, and he's not going to be available for a long time. So I said, please, New England, come on now. Just hold on to him for 1 more year. You're too proud. You're above this. Don't do this. And then they did. I'm like, son of a bitch. That's
I was
happen.
the fool who thought Vrabel could the Jets could lure Vrabel here.
That was his first interview, people. Remember, he was inside the Jets building before the end of the season. And by the way, I'm surprised, Ty, you're a Syracuse guy, proud Syracuse alum. This quote here is very nice, but there's a quote from one Dino Babers. Do you remember what the definition of faith is, Ty Butler? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. What did he say? I'm blanking on the. I do remember.
It is
that.
Belief without evidence. That is the definition of faith. Belief without evidence. And there has been absolutely zero evidence that the Jets can turn this around. But that's why you got to have faith. You just got to believe. Hold on to the rope. Not
what's
the rope around your neck.
What's Dino Babers up to these days?
Yeah, I think he's at Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. Ty seems realistic. Is there a way he thinks we can get to 8 or 9 wins?
Come on.
Absolutely not. No
what
chance.
What do you mean no? No chance? What's our ceiling? What's our ceiling?
They're a 4 or 5 win team.
You don't even know who their quarterback is. How can we say this?
And that's the problem with saying they're going to win 9 or 10 games. Like the idea that I don't know who their quarterback is. You know why we don't know who their quarterback is?
Lamar Jackson. We're going to make a trade.
They've got the 2nd pick in a 1 quarterback draft.
That's unfortunate.
That's
unfortunate.
Great. And you just don't have, there's a reason why we were doing the whole Joe Burrow. Could we trade 5 first-rounders? Because there's no one available in free agency that is going to that's going to elevate you significantly.
Right. So give me some Kirk Cousins. Let's get Kirk Cousins. Let's get Captain Kirk in here.
How about this? Boss Girl 8, trade for Davis Mills. I think he was better than Stroud this year, so don't think they trade him.
Exactly. You answered your own question, Boss Girl. They actually extended him at the end of the year. No one would pay attention because it's Houston. So, like, we're not reading those kind of updates. But halfway through the year, they extended him another year to carry him through 2026. And with how CJ Stroud just looked, they'd be nuts to trade Mills. And I don't think Mills is great, old giraffe neck down there, but they want the QB security. So I think that's not going to be an available option.
You know what's interesting?
What's that?
So the Texans got to pay CJ Stroud.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Like, is there a world in which the Jets call him up and say, "Hey,
what would you give him?
You want this, man?" Well, here's the problem, because I was going to say, do you want the 16th pick and not the 2nd? I'm not doing that. But do you want the 16th pick in the draft and then like maybe next year's 2nd? Like, is that enough for CJ Stroud? Because you got to pay him. That makes the cost less expensive, having to pay.
Of course. Yeah, that has to factor into the price. Yeah.
But the problem with that scenario is, as we saw throughout the entirety of the year, they've got a Super Bowl caliber defense. So you're not just like, you can't just punt on the quarterback position. And Davis Mills is not a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Sorry, Davis. Wow.
So, but that would fascinate me. Like if all of a sudden CJ Stroud gets shopped around.
Well, the good news is that if that happens, right, a CJ Stroud surprise or some other quarterback, right, that you don't anticipate, that you're like, wow, I didn't think that guy was going to be available. The Jets are in the best position of any team to be at the front of that line. They got 5 first-round picks. They have 3 second-round picks. They have $100 million in cap space this year, $200 million in cap space next year. So they are equipped with any and every asset on the planet if a quarterback suddenly becomes available, which I'm sure the Jets are hoping for, because to your point, Fernando's going number 1. And so there's no other quarterback to take it to. So you can have all the assets you want, but if the quarterback isn't available, then you're going to just drown in your boat of assets of not having something to use it on.
Yeah.
So maybe CJ Stroud is the golden goose. Maybe it's somebody else we're not talking about. Again, Mike Florio earlier today on Yahoo Sports said he doesn't think Lamar Jackson returning to the team in 2026 is a lock. And I'm like, a two-time NFL MVP, he's available. Sign me up. Give me some.
That wouldn't make sense though. If you're Baltimore, and it sounded like it came down to like John Harbaugh or Lamar,
him, right?
Why would you, if you're going to trade Lamar, why would you fire Harbaugh? Like that just doesn't make any sense.
Hey, you know what? I don't need it to make sense. I just need it to happen. So Ravens, beep boop bop, call us on the phone. I'll take some Lamar.
Vrabel, according to Bosker 8 asked, did Vrabel add that when you're the NFL darling and give you a softball schedule, it's easy to believe? So here's the thing. People know I hate the Patriots. Sports hatred, right? Sure. I take no joy in watching this team for the fifth time since the Jets, for the fifth time, make the Super Bowl since the Jets last made the playoffs. With that said, though, guys, they played the Chargers, one of the best defenses in football, one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. They played the Texans, a Super Bowl caliber defense, and they played the Broncos just without Bo Nix. For all the people who are, running to the mountaintops to scream about how easy their schedule was, why did you not pick them to make the Super Bowl? You saw what their schedule was going to be. You saw who they were playing in the playoffs. Pick them to make the Super Bowl. Put your money where your mouth is. So we then can't, in retrospect, because we don't like the Patriots, rag on, they played such an easy schedule.
Why can't we make the Super Bowl? What do you mean? Why can't we? We're Boss Girl's doing that right now. Why the hell can't we?
But Boy Green, you just told me your Super Bowl pick was the Jags.
Yeah.
Right? So if you thought the Patriots' schedule was such a cupcake one, why didn't you pick them to make the Super Bowl?
Actually, I picked them to win 5 games this year.
Yeah. Exactly. So you were way off on them.
I was slightly
and after seeing how way off you were on them, they get to the playoffs. They're the number 2 seed, and you saw they're going to play the Chargers with a quarterback who stinks in the playoffs.
Broken arm.
They're then going to play the winner of Houston, Pittsburgh. So it's either a 42-year-old quarterback or CJ Stroud, who hasn't been good in 2 years, and then they're going to be in the AFC Championship game. And despite all of that, you still didn't pick them to make the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I didn't anticipate them using their voodoo dolls on CJ Stroud just throwing, lollipop balls.
But he was doing that all year.
Well, he had some moments where I thought CJ Stroud and his Texans team could win the Super Bowl. They did have a cupcake schedule. It's okay, Ty. Embrace the hate. I could be the Sith Lord over here. Go grab a hoodie so I can put it over and say, good, yes. Ty, come on. You hate the Patriots, so embrace the hate.
Yeah, I do, but I also have to be fair, and I have to give an honest assessment of what I'm watching. And it's Vrabel, and we just talked about how badly we wanted him and how badly we wanted him to stay away from New England. Like, part of this is he's an excellent head coach. The other part of it is, and I know he hasn't been good in the postseason. He's turning the ball over, and what'd you say? He threw for under 90 yards yesterday.
Right.
Drake May had a fantastic season. And by the way, the Patriot defense, that's been the biggest shock to me. I didn't think their defense was this good. And they have been amazing so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, Gonzo's great on the back end.
Yeah, the toughest test is going to come 13 days from now, but I just got to be fair, man. Like, I'm not just going to hate on them for the sake of hating on them. Like, if they're doing something that is worthy of credit and praise, I'm going to give them that credit and praise.
So who's winning the Super Bowl?
Seattle.
And by how many?
I think it's a close game, man. And I think Seattle is the better team. But you know how this thing goes, man. Like, the Super Bowl is just like such a different game. There are some early game jitters. It doesn't start to feel like a game until the second half because of the pomp and circumstance. And you got the halftime show. Sure. Like, there's so much that goes into it. And we still have to see Darnold do it again, right? Like, and so I think Seattle's the better team, but I think we're going to get a close one.
Yeah, I see Tatiana is in the chat. She jumped in on the Ty Butler show here. Oh boy. Yeah,
Oh, what's
she's
up, Tatiana? Long
yeah,
time
there
no
you go.
speak.
Yeah, good to see. Hopefully, the whole the Ty Butler family has grown since the last time we've seen the
And so
family.
has the Boy Green family.
That's a good point. Yeah, we gotta do a family reunion here soon. But yeah, we were yelling and cheering in her from New England Patriot face, and we were high fiving and saying this is the greatest day of our lives, and then it wasn't. So thanks Atlanta
That
for
was so
that.
depressing. Oh my
That was.
god.
Thank you for bringing that back up, Tatiana.
Yeah,
That's
Tatiana,
lovely.
that's not like you don't want to have like the first time you've spoken to me in like a decade be
That's
this.
true.
Right?
That's a
Like,
true point. That's how did that just happen?
that's a bad impression, Tatiana. What a miserable night, man. What a miserable night. We were prepared because we had radio the next day. So we were
We did.
excited
Yes.
to come on and celebrate the demise of the Patriots.
Yeah.
And it was the total opposite.
It was. And by the way, on that Patriots team, right? I thought that it was going to be a disaster. I predicted like 5 wins. And then Stephon Diggs is doing weird stuff with pink baggies and something with Cardi B maybe on a boat. And I'm like, what in the hell?
Nah, Cardi B wasn't there. Don't put Cardi B there. Cardi B was not on that boat.
Who was there? Was there someone on the boat?
Cardi wasn't on the boat with Diggs for that.
Okay.
Cardi B is his girlfriend.
Oh,
and,
right.
She's got her own issues with Offset, but she wasn't on that boat with the
Thank you for getting me back on set there. I appreciate that. I need to make sure I get all my P's and Q's right. So there you go. And yeah, they've got nothing. They got Stephon Diggs and a bunch of randos at wide receiver. They're able to figure it out. So Vrabel deserves a lot of credit, but hopefully they burn in hell and lose by 1,000.
Yes, we do need to do a visit.
Oh my God. You still live right up there by your parents?
My parents live in Jersey now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I need to
They've
get
been in
caught
Jersey
up.
Since 17, 18.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. It's been a hot second. It's been a hot second.
Yeah. So, but my grandmother still lives at the place you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Nice.
In Brooklyn. I am in Queens.
Okay. How far? I'm terrible with directions. How far is that from your old place?
From my old place, it's like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's not bad at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got ESPN New York now. Is that the Ty Butler mansion? Is that the one that has the TB on the gate?
No, that's the other mansion. That's the other mansion. That's the summer home in California.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. I got to make sure I have that right on the Ty Butler show here, for God's sakes. By the way, Ty, you freaking have this now. You got ESPN New York. Like the video for all the people in the room, for goodness sake. We're streaming live on the YouTube Boy Green channel, but come on over to the Ty Butler show, baby. The water's warm. Get in.
Yo, if you are on Boy Green's channel, hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're on my channel, do the same for my man Boy Green, who does a tremendous job every morning, 7:30 a.m.
Yes,
talking
sir.
Jets.
Every day, 365.
And he's got his hot prediction that the Jets, not only are they going to win 10 or 11 games next year, but this time next season, we will be previewing the Jets in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Are you going to have a spot for me? You're probably going to be pretty busy on your Super Bowl week.
Now, if that happens, we got to get you back on.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be great.
Keep a
seat warm. That'd be great. What's the Ty Butler schedule right now at ESPN New York? Where are you cooking? Where are you on? I'm seeing you. You're an afternoon drive. You're on this show. You're on this show. You're all over the place.
I'm everywhere. We do have a little bit of an announcement coming up in a couple weeks here, but
good tease.
Right now we're just floating around everywhere.
Okay.
And then doing the TV thing on SNY.
I saw that. Oh man, you got yelled at for your cat take the other day.
Oh, Knicks fans coming at me.
You're getting Jet fans yelling at you, Knicks fans. At least you're equal opportunity guy. You're allowing everybody to yell at you equally. So I respect that.
Yeah, people are just annoyed with all the takes I have. All right, final thoughts before we get out of here.
Yes,
your biggest takeaway this weekend?
My biggest takeaway. Sam Darnold's for real, man. And so many people clown this guy. And for him to have 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, 70% completion percentage, no picks. Everyone said when the Mike McDonald, his coach in his second year, said it best. He shut a lot of people up on Sunday, and I think he did. Now, to your point, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, but let's see in that Super Bowl though." So he's gonna have to do it again, because if he's if he got all the way, to Cinderella's castle and all of a sudden doesn't go in and finish a job, it doesn't matter. So Sam does have to do that, but I'm so happy for him. So I'm proud of old Sam Darnold, and I think he showed that he's the real deal. He's just got to do it one more time, and immortality, baby, championships, those are forever.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
I love Sam, but it's going to be odd, right? When we get to the Seahawks win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Sam Darnold, in order for them to win the Super Bowl, I think Darnold has to play well. And now he's the Super Bowl MVP. And then you take a look at quarterbacks, and we could just go back like the last decade and a half, quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl MVP. We go back the last, let's just say 2 decades.
Sure.
Quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl MVP. Stop me where it's like, that name doesn't quite fit.
Okay.
You got Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, Joe Flacco. Name doesn't fit. Name doesn't fit. All right.
Yep.
Brady, Nick Foles. Name doesn't fit. Mahomes, Brady, Mahomes, Hurts, and now it's Sam Darnold.
Damn, that's pretty sweet.
So Joe Flacco, Nick Foles, Sam Darnold, like because
even Jalen Hurts. I mean, right? Because like I don't know.
Hurts, I think Jalen Hurts is better than a lot of people.
That poor bastard, man. He gets tossed in the streets. And by the way, Eagles fans, they suck. 2 Super Bowl wins the last decade. They're always booing everybody all over the place. Like, what the hell?
They are the
unsatisfied.
Worst. And then you see no one wants their offensive coordinator job.
Yeah. No shit. I wonder why. Like, good night.
And people are gonna try to spin this into like a Jalen Hurts indictment.
I've heard that already, which is crazy.
No, do you want your house egged midway through the season? Is that what you want? It's also low key a job that I think Nick Sirianni's on the hot seat going into this year.
He seems like he's always on the hot seat. This guy.
Yeah. So if you're an offensive coordinator, and it's similar to why the Jet, or I don't want to say it's similar. It reminds me a little bit of what the Jets are going through.
I get what you're saying.
Because it's unattractive when the entire coaching staff could be gone a year from now.
Right. Sure.
So
no, again totally tracks.
This was fun, man.
Oof, thanks for the invite, brother. This is again the Ty Butler Show. I can understand it's Ty D. Butler, the Ty Damn Butler Show. Makes a lot of sense, okay, with your middle name. That is, wow, phenomenal, man. This is it's been terrific. Been far too long, but again, it's cool to see your, it's kind of like what Facebook was for old people. That's what Twitter is for me. I'm saying, oh, look at Ty Butler on TV. Give me some of this, dressed in the nines, getting yelled at by people. And then the Ty Butler Show every once in a while, I'm seeing it, cruising here late at night. This is great, man.
Same to you, man. Happy for you and all your success. I love seeing you do the show every day. Give my man, the man child, some love for me. I know he recently retired, so give him a shout out for me. And we'll do this again. Let's do this again next week sometime. We can talk.
Okay,
we could actually get into the game. Patriots, Seahawks. Let's do it.
Super Bowl rematch. I'm all for it. That'd be awesome, brother. Let's make it happen.
Holla at me, man. I'll talk to you later.
Peace out.
Shout out to Boy Green for joining us on the show today. Hit me up, Ty D. Butler. That is where you can find me on Instagram, on Twitter, on the YouTube page. Subscribe. I appreciate you guys for joining. We will come back tomorrow, talk some more Jets, get into some more football. But until then, have a great night, everyone. Holla at your boy. Deuces.